Great welcome to M4S Studios here in the heart of Lagos. It's quite an exciting moment to be on television again. It's been a long time for a lot of us. But looking at sports, it's been quite, look, football, other sports has actually been growing. But one sport we have not taken a deep look at has been basketball.
The under
especially the
14
women
boys.
basketball, which the team has dominated Africa in the last 5 years, winning back to back. Well, have we celebrated them enough? That's the big question. And today I'm going to be bringing a special guest from the MBBF, a legend of basketball himself, who has been working around the clock to see what he can do to bring back those glory days again and keep it going. Because one thing is to be at the top. Can you sustain it? That's the big question. But let me welcome Ugo. There's in the studio.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
Ugo himself is a legend of basketball, played the game, he's a top administrator now, and with the MBBF. Please, can you just, in a nutshell, capture what has been happening with the ladies?
So our D Tigress, our beautiful special D Tigress, have been African champions 5 times in a row, back to back. Been voted the best team in Nigeria the past 2 years. You know, these women have been so resilient, so steadfast, and so disciplined, and have brought basketball back to Nigeria. And I think it's, you know, we're trying to finally get them home to come and play. And I think it's time to celebrate them. You know, I don't think we put too much emphasis on women's sports in Nigeria.
Well, I don't know. But again, if you look at the female
put too much
basketball,
emphasis
look at the
on women's
deliverables on
sports in
television,
Nigeria.
the eyeballs have followed them, the participation in Africa and what have you. And then, of course, the coach. In other sports, we have foreigners as coaches. Well, here, we have Wakama, the lady, the beautiful
Wakama,
lady,
yeah,
who's done so well and been voted the best at the Olympics.
Right.
I mean, that's amazing.
I know, but these celebrations come from the best at the Olympics. Rina is actually now a WNBA associate head coach. So, and most of these girls come from across Nigeria and are so successful overseas, and they have a huge diaspora following. But we haven't done enough to celebrate them in Nigeria. We've been trying to anchor sponsors and trying to get corporates to be part of what they're doing, to understand, you know, but it's kind of hard for people to get the visualization of the accomplishments of these women. So we're trying to connect them with Nigerians and the corporate bodies to sponsor these women, to give them, because they're going again for the 6 titles, 6 in a row. So they need all the support they can get.
That's amazing. But of course, that's why M4S is here today, to at least bring it to the limelight. Let Nigerians have a feel of some of these girls. But tell us about the Abuja event, the one you're trying to put together, and do you have partners or sponsors to that event?
We have a few partners and sponsors. Thank you to Emperor Insurance, Bullet Energy, With Wonders, Alpha Sports. There are some people that have come around us and tried to make this important. For us, I think calling the homecoming event is the first time in 5 years the team is going to play in Nigeria. And I think for us, it's important to showcase, you know, not just the basketball, you know, the whole lifestyle around these women. You know, these are very beautiful, strong, intelligent, hardworking women that have done our nation proud. And I think it's good for us to bring them home so people can actually understand and watch them in action in Nigeria. They are playing against Togo and Kenya in preparation for the Afro Baskets. And I think it will be a great opportunity for potential partners to get involved. They are playing at the Mo Arena on the 17th of this month. And it's going to be a whole weekend of activities, and it's going to be so interesting. So I think it will be a good time for Nigerians to come around and sponsor and support and cheer these ladies on as they go for the 6th. No team in Africa has done it. 6th time in a row.
You're talking about 6th time, but I must tell you, one of the things that has not happened is about bringing these girls straight to the living rooms of Nigerians. And that is what we're doing in M4S. We're going to be showcasing, hopefully, if we have an agreement with the MBBF, to see if we can bring this to the limelight. Let Nigerians feel the pulse of these girls and get to know them. Because if you don't connect with people, They don't know you.
Exactly.
And then sponsors don't. It's all about emotions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but this is the most exciting basketball you ever seen. The tenacity, they don't call them D Tigress for nothing. Even their head coach, Rina Wakama, has done a great job. And she's only 31 when she became the head coach, and she's from Rivers. River State, and she has been amazing and being supportive and run a very strong, disciplined team. And this team embodies Nigeria, resilience, all the hard times they've been through to become the best in Africa. We know they carry last now, so I think it's the best team you ever seen play in Nigeria.
That's fine. In as much as everybody takes credit, we must also point out that Musa Kida has also done well over the last couple of years. Managing basketball in spite of the harsh economic conditions. But let's look ahead. You're going for the championship again, and you hope we'll win for the 6th time straight up. Are you sure? I can see some African countries already hiring coaches from Nigeria. So what does that tell you?
Very unfortunately for them, right, they don't have the tenacity of Nigerian basketball. They don't have the opportunity that we have. And I think it's going to be amazing. They're all building their teams to beat us, and who wouldn't do that? We've won. This is we're getting to a decade of dominance. So I think they have to do what they have to do, but unfortunately, this team is built to last for another 5 years. And like you said, our president Musa Kida and everybody around him has been working hard to make this sustainable. So we need all the support we can get to make this work.
All right. Of course, this is Africa, because it reminds me of the Nigerian Falcons.
The African Praise Experience. Give God your praise!
We're a global team, right? The Tigress is running on the time in the world. I don't think, last time we beat Canada, we'll lose the top 3 team. We've given play Team USA. So I think we almost had the cups of taking it to the next level of being the number 1 team in the world. And I think the way we're working towards it, that's what we're going to. And this team we have now, you're going to see it's the best team we ever had with the D Tigress. It's bringing back the old and the new. And there's no team that's going to be as good as the one we're putting together now. We just need a lot of support, it takes a lot of effort, time and money to put a team like this together, because everybody's global, and trying to get them on the global stage, you have to have that kind of support that the teams and the global stage give their teams too. But I think in terms of personnel, we have the players to go mano a mano with anybody. But in Africa, I'm assuring you, I don't want to speak, but it's total dominance.
Okay, all right. Now let's look at the funnel. How do you get
there of opportunities?
The African Praise Experience. Give God your praise!
God be so good tonight. My birthday. I'm happy to be in the presence of God.
We're just enjoying God generally.
The African Praise Experience. Give your God the loudest shout of praise up in here.
Hey everyone, my name is Ike Osakiodo, and I want to say a very big welcome to you to our midweek service that we broadcast here on this platform. We're so excited that you could join us. And I've got to tell you, not everybody makes time for the Word of God, but since you have today, God is going to bless you specially. We're about to get into His presence, but before we do, I'd like to ask you to please share this link to your friends, your family, and even the people who don't like you that much. You never know, they just might change after watching this service, all right? So share the link on your timelines. With that said, let's get into the presence of God as we are led by our Rock Cathedral Gospel Choir in praise and worship.
It's our midweek service. It's Wednesday. Gather everybody around. Let's have a good time in the presence of the Lord. Thank God for technology. We can be in so many places at the same time, together worshiping the Lord. But before we do that, let's just bow our heads in a word of prayer. If you are driving, you don't need to